live, but I recently got a hold of some Copic markers, which I'm super excited about. And I think I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 10, but this one's a little bit dried out. I got these in a bag of markers somebody gave me, and the other markers were just normal run-of-the-mill markers. So I thought that I would try them out for the first time in my cat sketchbook. And this is just sketchbook that I did of cats in weird poses. I did this one. I did this one, which isn't done yet. Let's see what other cats we have in here to show you. This one I think might be my favorite. This was oil pastels, and I also did get some new oil pastels as well. Alright, and I also just woke up, so I'm still in my pajamas and stuff. I was just really excited. This is also another one of my favorites. Let's see. So I'm actually probably going to go with this one, just because I haven't colored this one at all yet. And I currently have no way to actually tilt the camera, so I will just continue holding up my artwork. But yeah, I've been wanting Copic markers for a long time, a very long time. And this one still has some ink in it. They were really expensive, so I never really got them because I was I'm gonna need a bunch of colors. And I just didn't really want to justify that. Also, I was in high school, so there was really no income on my end coming in to get them. But I really am excited for this. I'm so glad I have them. And if these were so hyped up back in the day, back in 2015, Copic markers were the thing to have if you were an artist. All right, so I don't want to go in with black first. I think you're supposed to go in with the lightest color first. So what color should we make this cat? I have this as a gradient, or the most colors I have right now in gradient is going to be the blues. So I think I'm going to make the cat blue, like the fur, and then make the eyes a different color. So we're going to go in with the lightest one, and I really hope these live up to the hype, or else I'll be very sad. Let me try to see if I can back this up even just a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to fix my light just a little bit. That way, let's see. Did that fix anything? Who knows? But yeah, so I just woke up and I am so excited to do this. I'm so excited to try this out. There we go. There we go. Hello, Hudson. How are you this morning? I'm going to be trying out Copic markers for the first time. Super late to the game. But we're going to start with this blue one. And, all right, I think I'm actually going to erase some of the really harsh lines because I don't know how well pencil goes with this. So I have a little eraser here, and we're just going to erase some of it. But yeah, this is my ugly pose cat sketchbook, so literally everything in here is just ugly poses of cats. So we're erasing. I've been having so much fun on these lives lately. All right, so it's almost, I'm still gonna do a little more right here. But I do have an update for everybody. I'm so excited because remember how in the last live I said that I was going to maybe have to drive all the way to Michigan if my apricot guy did not get back to me. And the whole thing with the apricot guy is that I really like apricots. And every year there's somebody that comes from California to North Carolina and they bring apricots. They're much cheaper than getting them at the store. It's you can buy them by the bushel, which I do. And I missed him by 3 days. So I was devastated. I was like, I will do anything to get apricots. I will go to Michigan to go to the Upick farm up there. Anything, because for some reason they don't grow them in this area, even though they could grow them here. So what I did is I DM'd him and I got a confirmation that he would be back this week. So I've been checking every single day, and yesterday he said that he would be here today. So it's a 2-hour drive for me to get there, but I'm going to be getting my apricots today. So I'm trying out this marker. Let's see. This actually goes on really smooth. I really like the color of it. And once I actually get a proper setup, I will be able to have, like, you guys could see it from below, so I don't have to do it like this. But I am interested in seeing, like, if these are better than, like, any of the other markers I've used. And it could just be because they're old, but I do like the layering a lot. I think that the layering is pretty good, and honestly, seeing it on camera, it's not what I thought it would be. Like, it's not as bad, because from here, I'm like, oh no, that's going to show, like, streaks and lines. But these could be dried out because these are secondhand. So that's what it looks like so far. And we're just going to color in the whole thing a light blue. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit streaky, so I'm not sure if that's just because they're old. I will probably, if I do like these, I will probably get some new ones just to see. But we're going to do a gradient, so we're going to go in with these ones next, and then the dark one, and then I'm going to use all the other colors. Thankfully, I did get, like, primary colors, which is pretty good. All right, so I'm putting in a little bit more pressure right here, seeing if that does anything. And if there's any way to revive these markers, I think you can buy, like, replacement nubs. Honestly, I don't know. But yeah, I used the Prismacolor markers in high school. I would say that these are pretty close. Like, the Prismas did a pretty good job. It's also, I am drawing on, like, mixed media paper, which is probably going to make a big difference. But I do like even though these are a little bit dry, I do like the layering aspect of them. They're still pretty good. I think they were only like $3 per marker, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you need like 80 markers, it adds up. Because, you know, you can get a box of normal markers for like $6. So we are doing this. Hello, how are you? The unknown. Like from the Willy Wonka thing. That thing, I still think about that sometimes. And I know that that Oompa Loompa lady is living her best life right now. Hello, I like turtles. Hi. Thank you for being here today. We are trying out Prismacolors for the very first time. And so far, I'm liking them. I wouldn't say that they are like that much better than the Prismacolors, but they are pretty good. So I definitely want to try out some ones that are like brand new at some point. But yeah, these were just gifted to me, so not by the company itself, like just by a person. Hello, music. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know if it's morning where you guys are. It's morning where I am. But yeah, I think this marker is running out. So yeah, these were on their end of their life. But even if I could, you know, get one good drawing out of it, I don't mind. So yeah, what I do is, especially when I want like these like reference photos for the ugly cats, I go on Pinterest, and my board's already full of these cats in like weird poses, but I go on Pinterest and I find it, and it's really hard now because of all the AI stuff. Like, I don't want that. I want an accurate image of a cat. I also have 3 cats, so sometimes I just take photos of them when they make ugly faces. So I think this is the most I'm going to get out of this marker, unfortunately. Which, this is not really a fair review, so I will go and buy some Copics and then do it for real. It's noon where you are, so where I am, it's like 8, 9 a.m. It's not too late in the morning, but we're going to take this medium blue, and I I kind of want to see how dark it is. So I'm going to put it somewhere where I know I'm going to do dark. Oh, that's very full. So we're going to put it in there and see what happens. I know that these do lighten a little bit, so you can see that right there. These do lighten a little bit, so we're just going to go in with it. And we're going to try to decide where our light's coming from. I don't have my reference photo, but I think I want the light to be coming from above, so anything below is going to be darker. So we're just going to take it and go like that. Yeah, that seems right. That doesn't seem bad. I think if I had more juice in this one, it'd be different. But we're going to go in over here. And this is probably going to be a little bit more cell shading than I'm used to or like prefer. But that's okay. I mean, even so, even like the one that I did before, like I have this very serious looking cat, but that's not the one that. And then I did this one last time on live. You guys enjoyed this one last time. But we're going to put in some shadows right here. There we go. And put the shadows all along that line of the body. Yeah, these markers are actually pretty good. I think that, you know, I think if you can definitely swing for them, they're good. I would like to, that's the thing about Copic, though. You need, with markers, you need a large shade range to get more of the blending because they do not blend the same as like watercolors or colored pencils or anything like that. So we're going to do the bottom half of the paw because we still do have a darker color. So a lot more of this than what you would think is going to be colored in with the medium blue because it looks dark now, but when we put this darkest blue on it, it's not going to look even remotely as dark as it does now. Because a lot of the times with color and light, it's about contrast. And that is the important thing to remember because, you know, that's the basis of color theory. You ever see those videos where it's like it looks gray and then you put it against another color, it looks green? It's kind of like that. So we're going to go in with that. And I think I want to do just a little bit right here because this cat had like a divot in its head. It's looking a little bit weird and funky. So I'm going to color this entire part right here in the medium blue because I will be going over parts of it with the other blue. And I do like how broad this marker is. I love it. So we're just going to go in like that. And with markers, you want to get like some very broad like brush strokes almost. And I learned yesterday was my first time spray painting on a wall, and I learned that you go in little circles because I am currently making a mural. And it's not a cat. It would be cool if it was, though. All right, so we almost have that in there. And this almost looks like one of those like religious icons. Like that's the vibes I'm getting from it, and I enjoy that. I think I could probably like put like one of those like, you know, because it's like, it's hard to explain. But yeah, so we're gonna take half of the paw, and we're gonna make that the medium blue as well. All right, there we go. And I will get a better setup at some point just to like show you guys from above because this is not ideal, but that's okay. That's okay. Nothing is ideal. Nothing has to be ideal. We're going to go underneath the mouth as well. It's got little fangs. I like to call them teeths. I love when cats show their teeths. It's very cute to me. But yeah, we're going to go in and do those little eyebrow spaces because cats do have like eyebrow bones. They don't have like, some of them have extra tufts of hair right there, but I think the cat, like the whole eyebrow thing with cats is very funny to me. But this is what we have so far. And now we're going to go in with the darkest color. Hopefully it's not completely dried out. All right. And they do have this other end, which is like, let me try it out. Let me see what it's like. Oh, it's like a brush. This is actually very, very nice. So I go in with it. And you can even, like, I'm going to go under the nose. There we go. I really like this. So I think I'm actually going to just faintly outline because this isn't going to be hyper realistic. I mean, I'm using a few colors here. outlining the eyes. Yeah, now I'm wondering, does the other side of that one, the other side of the light one, have more juice on the other side? It might. It really might. So I want to see what blending does with this. I don't know how well they blend, so you guys can see that as well. I have heard about Copics that they're very good at blending, so we're going to have to put them to the test and see that. And I know Copics do have a little bit of a learning curve, so that's what this is. This is my first time using them. All right, so you can see that this is the side that I've blended and this is the side that I haven't. I don't know if it makes a huge difference. I feel like it does. I feel like it makes a huge difference. Anyone who's ever used Copics, let me know if you like them better for their blending. I usually use Prismas. I don't use markers that often, but I'm just going in. This brush end is amazing. I'm going in and just doing all the details, blending it in. And it does make that like marker noise, that, you know, classic marker noise. I also have heard that these do dry out fairly quickly. You know, but that's like any marker, I think. But I've also heard that from people who use a lot of art supplies and markers. So it's gonna dry out because you're constantly making art with it. So I think it has made a bit of a difference, and this really does have like an it looks like iconography. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think I'm gonna go in with the darkest one, and I'm gonna use this for blocking in, and then I'm gonna use the brush. So since the light is gonna be coming from here, we're just gonna go in very small areas. I think I actually might want to use the brush for this part. All right, let's see. Okay, so we're going in. And I may have to go back in with the medium blue just to like blend this out. But you can see how quickly it's going to change the look of this. So we're going right underneath the mouth with the little teeths. And we're going under the nose. And then we're going to go underneath the ears. And we want to sharpen that ear up just a tiny bit. There we go. And I will be going back in with the medium blue just to make sure that this is going to look how I want it to. All right, so that's what we have so far. This is actually not turning out bad at all. I'm going to go a little bit under the eyes over this way. And we're going to put some right here. Yeah, that feels right. And honestly, that's what you do in art. You just do what actually feels like is working for you and what is right in your brain. Because that's the best thing you can do. So I'm actually going to go back with this one and use the brush tip that we have. And we're just going to start blending it. Just like little circles. I can show you up close. And see how that's starting to blend? Like, I get it. I get why these are expensive now. And I get why they were like so coveted in 2015. Because you can see that's without the blending, this is with the blending. Like, it makes a huge difference. I'm going to go in under the eyes. Because the thing is, from where I'm looking, I can't see it, but I know that it's happening. I know that it's happening, and it's just, I'm just in shock. I'm like, yeah, these actually would have been worth it. And now that I have some, I can decide and be like, wow. Yeah, because, you know, if you have Copics, like especially in high school, no one's gonna like let you borrow theirs because they're like very precious about it, which I get because they are very expensive markers. But you know, I think I would let someone that I trust use my markers because, you know, especially when you work with like little kids, like if you give them the good markers, they are going to smash them in. So I think once they can use like, you know, once they can use the markers without smashing them, then you can let them use the nice markers. Yeah, so it's blending really well. And I'm going back over with the medium ones. But yeah, what is everyone's favorite art supplies? Because for me, I think mine is probably oil paint, even though it's a pain to get out and put away. Like once, like I haven't done oil paints in so long because I know that the process of taking them out and putting them back is just like a lot, but, and the fumes, because you really do have to have a really well ventilated area to do those. So let's see. I'm not going to go too overboard on the shading, but I am going to go back in with some of the darker colors. Let's see. So we're going to go on the little paws and do some. I really like how it's turning out so far. I think I also want to put a little bit right here and a little right here. We're just adding to that shading because the light is coming from the top, so. And we also want to kind of give that, like, you know, we want to give the illusion of the shadow because that little paw is coming across like the torso of the cat. All right, so that's what we have. Look at that. That's nice. That's nice. And I think I'm going to actually outline the eyes with this, with the little brush one. So we're going to go in and outline the eyes. And these cats are not perfect forms of realism, obviously. None of the cats in my Ugly Cat sketchbook. And my Ugly Cat sketchbook is actually getting full, so I need to start another one. If you guys have another animal you want to see, like, the worst portraits of the world, then please let me know. Because we got stuff like this going on. And yeah, no, this one's my favorite. This one is my favorite so far. I didn't do that one on live. That was before I started going live on here. Now we're going to go in with some pink for the nose. Because I think that this blue cat needs a pink nose. So I'm going to start with this brush. And I am a little worried. I don't want it to blend with the pink. But we're just going to go in. And we're also going to do like the little tongue with that. And I'm being very careful not to, like, you know, contaminate. Yeah, there we go. That's cute to me. That went on super easy. Now I'm going to take the red. And usually you would get like 10 colors per color for a gradient. But that's not the case here. So I'm going to go in with red. It has to go pink to red like immediately, which is not the best scenario. That's the one thing I will say about Copics, though, is they do not have the same color range, and that was like one of the biggest drawbacks. But they do work fairly similar. I would say that in terms of like blending, these are a bit better, and I do like these a little bit better. So I'm gonna take this and just blend it a little. Just get it nice and blended. There we go. So you can see that. Yeah, these are great. I really like these. I'm also going to be doing the eyes as well. And I'm going to be doing yellow eyes because I have the yellow colors. All right, so this marker is a little bit, you can see that. We're going to go in with it, even though there's like barely any stuff left in it. And you can see that created a super light yellow right there. A dog, okay. I could do dogs. I actually do need to learn how to draw dogs better. So that'd be a really good idea. I'm going to take the brushes for all this because this is some small details in here. I did do a dog on one of my lives. I did 2 dogs, drawing them. And we're just like making it like dark around the edge of the eyes. Because we're going to go in and add the pupils. And I'm going to have to go back in with white paint now because I didn't leave space. Which usually you want to go light to dark when you're working with markers. When you're working with paint, you could go either way. Sometimes I go light to dark, sometimes opposite. And then this is the much darker yellow. And we're just going to bring it down a little. And this is a super simple drawing. This is not going to be like something that's like way out there. Simply because I literally just woke up and it's, you know, doing something a little bit normal. Just like a little bit. And I'm taking this and going back in and blending. And blending. There we go. So now I'm going to go in with the pupils and the sides of the mouth. because we want to show that the mouth shape. And we need to get those teeth in there, same teeth shape. And this is a black marker that I'm going in with. You can see that's made a difference. We're gonna go in and do some shading right here. And this is where you need like those ultra light gray markers to do the shading. Yeah, so this marker actually is a little bit frayed, so I'm gonna go in with like a Sharpie or something. Let's see what we have. We do have a Sharpie. I'm gonna go in with a Sharpie instead, simply because I got this far in it and I don't wanna ruin it. And we're just doing those, like, we're not gonna do like human pupils, because why would we do that? It's a cat. We're just gonna go and add this. Sharpie is also one of my favorite mediums of art to use. Okay, so that like was like way overkill, but that's what we have, and I actually don't have anything to do with the other stuff yet, but we can add a little bit, and I think I'm gonna add a little bit of warmth into these eyes by using some of the pink. Yeah, let's add some of that pink in there, and then we'll go in with the darker orange again, or the darker yellow. All right, so that's what we have, and yeah, I think I am gonna outline it, because this Sharpie is bumpy. This is not as smooth as I wanted it to be. But we are going with the outline anyway, just because I want to have this like finished. I want it to look, you know what I mean. There we go. And we're gonna continue outlining. I don't know what I think I might do blue whiskers. This cat definitely needs more work, but I think I might stop with it here today. I may do a part 2, but yeah. I would say overall for Copics, they get like a 7.5 out of 10. I have never seen a 10 out of 10 marker that I liked, but this is probably amongst the highest rated. I know they don't have fine liners, but I can always just use different fine liners. Honestly, yeah, 8.5 and 8.5. Like, these are pretty solid, and if you get enough colors, it's definitely worth the investment, in my opinion. But I'm really happy that I got to try them out, and especially try them out with you. So that was just a quick live, and thank you for coming on, and please subscribe, please like. I am so happy to have you here, and I will see you soon. All right.